Do, 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 do. That girl thinks that she's so fine that she can have my mind. Do, do. That girl thinks that she's so smart that soon she'll have my heart. Do, do. She thinks that in no time flat that she'll be free and clear to start with her emotional rescue of love that'll leave all apart. Before I tell her that I love her and I want her, that my mind and soul and body needs her, tell her that I love to, that I want to, that I need to do all that I have to get her love. Do 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 do. Hey folks, Silver 5150 here with a little bit of Stevie Wonder. That Girl by Stevie Wonder. That girl being the American Walking Liberty on the American Silver Eagle coin. It is just the hallmark coin. I never get tired of looking at it. This one here is from the G-Man's box, and the G-Man can't join us tonight, 2018. He works all day today, and he's senior, and he's not used to working, but he's a contractor, and he was the only guy that could do the job, so he was in there, and he's a little tuckered, enjoying a glass of wine and just chilling out in front of the TV watching presidential stuff. Anyway, we let the presidential stuff and the politics handle themselves. We deal with silver and other preps, but we're dealing with silver today. This here is the 2018 Walking Liberty, ASC Walking Liberty design. And we're expecting in 2021 they're going to change that design a little bit. But as cool as these look, and I love, especially Eagle on the back, what would 8 pounds of 10th ounce Walking Liberty designs look like? 1,000 10th ounce ASC design Walking Liberty rounds. That's right, guys. I pulled them out. I told you I had a brick of these things. I had 1,000 of them. I had 20 rolls of 50. I've had them for some time, and I bought them back when 10th ounce rounds were around $2.70 a piece. If you bought them bulk, you had to buy 1,000 to get the price I got. These right here, I think, are the true Walking Liberty design. Let's go ahead and pull one to the side here real quick. All right. And we're going to look at that, and we're going to see how close they got to the real design. So, all right. So here, let's see how close we can get in there. Yes, that is a pretty close facsimile, a pretty close replica of the United States American Silver Eagle. Okay. And it says 1/10 troy ounce of fine silver. Okay. And United States of America. And these here, guys, are from Westminster Mint. Okay. Westminster Mint made these. They still have them, but they are gone so fast. It's really hard to catch them when they're in. But they give you good deals on them when you can get them. But yeah, guys, this is just part of my fractional stack, or the Frac-stack as I like to call it. And this is the stuff I keep on hand at home. Now, there's plenty of other stuff, of course, at the depository, and I'm going to talk to you about that in a bit. But, I'm going to tell you, and you protectionists out there, I'm about to dive into some therapy. I hope you can handle it. Here we go. Because remember, I did this with the grams, and now these are 10th ounce. Oh, Ave Maria. Ave Maria, guys. Oh, that right there, if you don't feel like a pirate, just like sacking one of the Caribbean islands after doing this, then I don't know what to tell you, because this right here, oh gosh, this is worth every penny that I spent on these. $2,700 for the whole kit and caboodle back in the day when I was early stacking, because I just wanted tenths, I just wanted some ASCs, and I just wanted some 100-ounce bars, and I was going to call it macaroni. But things continued on for the next 6 years, and yeah. I'm here. I'm at 16,000 ounces almost. I've got about 12, probably 13 in depository, a little bit more. And then, of course, the 2.5 I keep here on hand in case something happens. This is a fraction of that. All right. We're going to move along as we look at these beautiful fractionals. We'll just kind of swoop in here and see if we can get the camera to focus. They're so tiny. But some of the fractionals you can get like this, they either say copy on them or they have like the standing eagle. The standing eagle's got his wings out a little bit, like it's standing over a nest. But these are the actual real deal, and there's 1,000 of them here. They're gorgeous. They're proof-like, and Westminster Mint carries these, but there's some other places that carries them too. All right. So, yeah, fractionals for me, grams and tenths. Something I wanted to bring up about copper the other day is you have to keep in mind that copper is at, well, retail wise, is 20 to 1 parity with silver. So, if you wanted to equate an ounce of silver to copper, you'd have to have 20 ounces of that bullion grade copper to equal 1 ounce of silver. In that case, that means that this would be equivalent to two of those copper rounds. All right, 1/10 of an ounce, and then a gram would not quite be a copper round. It would be probably 2/3 of that because it takes 31 to make. So anyway, my point is that if we ever get to the point here in a local area, because I think things are going to break down in a local way in these different towns and societies and stuff. You see the president's trying to dictate to the states what they're going to do, and the states are like, well, you can go ahead and say what you're going to say. We're going to do it because we're states. And the towns are going to be the same way. The county's going to be that same way. Did you know, by the way, that sheriffs in the United States actually have the most absolute power over a province than any other leader in the United States? Sheriffs have the most power in a county over, over the leadership of a group of people. Not to say they can subjugate the people, just to say that they have that kind of power. In the United States, a lot of people don't know that. They think the president is the end-all be-all, or even the governors, or perhaps the mayors of towns. But no, the sheriffs in counties, they can really put the smack them down and determine, and dictate what's going to be the law. And our sheriffs, where we are, man, thank God and bless their hearts, they are all about us, retaining as much freedom as we can. We're being sensible, and we're sheltering in place and doing all that stuff. But the idea of, having people carry around papers and all that stuff, I heard some crazy stuff out there. They're not making us do that. They're very much, patriots and very much into us having our freedom. All right, so copper is going to fit somewhere in between grams and tenths if we start to bandy about these metals to use as money locally. Whether we're going to get gas, whether we're going to get services done, whether we're going to have a repair guy come over, get your nails done, get your hair done. You can't get the banks to work. The banks are down right now. Well, not right now, but say if the banks are down and the credit system's not working, the cash can't come out the ATM or it's hyperinflated. These are going to be your tools, the fractionals, to get you the things you need locally. We've got some great farmers markets. We've got a couple of merchants that are open and stuff. We got some a fuel station, gas station owners that are, pretty open to different types of hard money and whatnot. And so you can get by if you've got this stuff here in my town. So fractionals, very useful when you don't want to use a whole ounce for something, and that's not something you're going to be using locally. When the price of silver goes up to 600, 700, 1100, 1700, probably about 1100 is when we're going to really see hyperinflation, and it's not going to be practical to try to get dollars or dollar-denominated stuff at that point. But up to $600, we should be good. And that's going to happen, $600. The LBMA and the COMEX are having problem on top of problem, trying to keep people from taking delivery of physical gold and silver. Contracts are expiring. If you look on the debt clock, you can see now, instead of 175 paper shares per physical ounce of silver in the COMEX, now it's like 173. That means more contracts are expiring. People are selling. They're trying to get physical metal instead of having the stupid paper to trade. And the pressure is on. I give them till the end of next month, and this thing is going to crack up, boom, the COMEX and the LBMA, and they are going to be in a world of hurt, and we're going to start heading to fair value. That's just my prediction. I'm pie in the sky. A lot of times I'm wrong. 90% of the time I'm wrong. So keep that in mind. And you're still watching. I appreciate it. Okay. The markets today were just squirrely. They were all over the place. It looked like metals were going to shine, and then they got beat down a little bit. It looked like the stocks were going to, plummet, and then they got picked up a little bit. So, that's some of that good old stimulus money out there doing what they love to do with it. All right. Well, that's all fine and good. That's all fine and good because it's part of the game. The money is either going to run out or it's going to be recognized as being completely phony. Okay? And people are going to get sick of that. They're going to get sick of, prices going up and more money being printed and more checks coming. Hey, I don't mind the checks coming because my checks last about 2 seconds. In the instant that they hit my bank, they are electronically transferred to one of the big retail institutions or possibly even my depository to get myself some precious metal in the vault in my hands. I've got some coming on the way. I got my Ukraines I'm working on. I got payday tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm going to finish those suckers off 29 so I can have my 100 Ukrainians at an astronomical price of $50 a piece. And somebody asked me, it's like, why are you paying that much for a coin? Well, I'm paying that much for a coin because I'm penalizing myself for not getting them earlier when they cost less at the behest of the broker. He always gives me a forewarning when times are good, and I don't listen to him, and I end up paying for it sometimes, but the times I do listen to him, I do really well. But In this particular case, it was the last sovereign coin I didn't have. I have sovereign coins from everywhere. You don't get 16,000 ounces without having sovereign coins from everywhere. And I didn't realize it'd get anywhere near this far this soon. And so when I found out this was the last coin, I decided to pay whatever the premium was just to make the stack global, a fully global stack. All right. But the good thing about that is once I'm done with these, when I get these next 29 tomorrow, I will be able to come back and hang out and start going after the lowest thing over spot that, Silver Game of Thrones or Fred Gar or Florida Stacker or the Great Silver Joker, Expat Stacker, Yankee Stacker, any of these guys that are out there. They're telling you what the deals are. Yes, I keep touching. I know. I can't. Oh God, guys, you have to. Oh man, gosh, that's totally like meditation. It's like meditation. It's like a giant hookah in front of you. I don't smoke weed. Just kidding. So look here. Depositories. All right. So I have a depository that I use out in Idaho. It is Money Metals Exchange Depository, and I think it's like a 3-stage thing where you bring stuff in or you order stuff, and if you bring stuff in, they have a processing office by the police station in town. Then later on, they have, armed security take it out into the middle of the desert, some freaking where they got a giant thing. And if you want to see it, you got to call 2 days ahead and all that stuff. And so, it's a big, it's like 4 or 5 layers of security. And I know a lot of people say, hey, you gave somebody else your silver, you gave somebody else your precious metals. I have my gold. But you gave somebody else a lot of your silver, and you're never going to see it again. It's going to be nationalized. You're never going to see it again. I was like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll say what I said before, and I'll say it again. It is God's money. It's not mine. Okay? He has granted me the grace and the means and ability and the knowledge to acquire that much metal. A trades and labor kid from the streets, dropped out of school in the 80s, and was able to learn about this, be enlightened to this by the Lord, and make the move. All right? If those people decide that they have to have it worse than I do, then that's between them and God. And I'm dead serious about that. I mean, I have plenty here at home, and I would love to enjoy the full stack and be, a quiet philanthropist and all that. But if that is not what God has in store for me, He doesn't have in mind for me, then you know what? It'll go somewhere else. And honestly, okay. I mean, I can live with that. I think it'd be kind of weird, but I can live with that. But let's not get into the weeds about that. Well, let's talk about the good things about depositories. So I've done a lot of transacting and stuff with Money Metals Exchange. I've sold stuff to them. I told you guys I bought rhodium and palladium back when they were low. I sold them when they were really high. Okay. And so I've been able to do both sides of the transacting thing. I've been able to sell stuff to them, have cash sent to my account. I've actually bought stuff from them and had metal sent to my home, and I've had stuff put in the depository. The great thing about it is Money Metals anyway, and I think the other the other big retailers are like this too. They are actually pretty good about the banking side of transacting. The banking side transacting, they're like, hey, tell us, what you have to sell, and send it to us, like FedEx or something like that. It gets there in a day, a couple days. And then they look at it and they go, okay, it's all good. And we're electronically transferring funds now. And I've actually had it done in a day where I've gotten, the stuff to them the day before. They received it by 9 o'clock that morning, and the money was in the bank that afternoon. Okay. So it's actually banking, but it's bullion banking. And that's kind of the way it works. You send them something you want to sell. They check it out. They electronically transfer money to your account if they have your information, and they have my information because I have a depository account. But if you just have a regular ordering account, a lot of times if you do e-check, they have your information anyway. So, moving on with that. So what this means is yeah, I have all those ounces and stuff over there at the Money Metals Depository. When things start to really move along and the price of silver is getting past $200 into $300, we're also expecting that a lot of luxury items, in particular nice homes, not luxury homes, but probably some luxury homes, because the luxury market is flattening out faster than the entry-level market when it comes to housing. Entry-level things people are always looking at because they feel that they're more affordable. Luxury items or high-end priced items people are paying no attention to because they feel they're always going to be out of reach. I'm telling you, man, there's going to be so many places that are going to, end up being abandoned or, walked away from or sold out because people either can't continue to pay for them because nobody's working, or they decide they want to sell and get out the top of the market, and then the realtors and the banks are stuck with these homes along with, those toxic mortgage-backed securities that, have the loan money trapped in them. And so they're going to want to try to make some new money off of these properties. But what care you if the price of silver that you paid $25 for with that $10 premium goes up to $600 with a $200 premium, and you can sell 100 ounces and possibly buy that house cash outright in the new currency. Or if the people that own it, like if it's a bank that own it, JP Morgan, we know they love silver, maybe they'll take silver if they hold the deed to it. I mean, this is wild ideas to bandy about, but these are things you need to think about because acquisition is one thing, but actually, what do we do when we get on the other side? We need to think about that. We need to think about what we're going to do when we get on the other side. How we're going to spend this money and stuff. Now, I talk about conferences and stacker conferences, symposiums, wild weekends in Vegas. Cruising. And having some stacker fun and partying with our buddies and stuff and enjoying our newfound wealth and maybe starting a foundation or something, what have you, because we'll be part of the new wealthy. But it's true. I mean, it's not the only thing that you're going to be doing. You're going to try to figure out how to reconfigure your life to fit your new wealth in the new system. We have to stay with each other and we have to pay attention to each other because we need to know what direction they're going to take this economy in. If they're going to go to something digital, if they're going to do that, how can we parlay our silver wealth into getting part of that digital currency? Because governments and central banks are not going to go away, guys. I know a lot of you anti-establishmentarians, you love the idea that maybe we're going to go back to a free and fair society where there's no cheats, mean people, or thieves, but they're going to be there and they're probably going to be in charge. But we can still live outside of that, either in the gray market where we can go and buy stuff amongst each other. We'll have our own community where we can buy stuff from each other, or we can trade with each other. Or we can find people that are of like mind and like sound money, and they will trade us their wares and their services for direct transfer, direct transacting. Those options are all going to be out there to us. All right, so the depository for me, it allows me to use the banking system to do electronic transfer of cash because they're quick about, I mean, honestly, they give me good prices. When I say, hey, I need you to go in the vault and I need you to pull out all of the South Korean Chiwang 2018s. I want to go ahead and sell those, you guys. They're like, okay, what is your buy price? And you say, oh, well, spot price is, 400 is $200 premium, but we can only give you 500. And you're going to be like, oh, geez, okay, fine. And I sell all those. I think I got like 40 of them, and I take that money and I go charter a jet or something. I know I like to talk in terms of luxury fund and stuff like that, but I'm trying to get your attention. I'm trying to make you understand that you're really going to have that kind of financial might once this thing gets to where it's going. All right, and to be patient because 2020 is going to be a seminal year for silver growth, and we're going to be talking on the forums and on the YouTube and in the comments about how to do things. And a lot of these guys that are out there blogging like me, they're thinking about what we can do, and they're thinking ahead too. That's what we do as stackers. We try to think ahead and stuff. All right, so my home storage, my ratio home storage, I keep probably about I'd say 7 to 8% here at home, and the rest is out there. No, that's not true. I keep probably about 15% here at home, and then the rest is out there in the depository. All right. So I think that's going to cover it. We pretty much talked about everything, that's good about depositories. They keep your stuff safe. They're pretty honest. I don't think they're going to allow themselves to be nationalized. And I think my silver will be safe. I'll be able to use it as I need it, but not have to store it. Guys, I can tell you right now, 1,200 pounds is a lot to wrestle with. I got tired of doing it. Not only that, but whatever kind of security misgivings or possibilities of losses I could suffer by going to a depository, trust me, is dwarfed by the implications of having that kind of silver and the community that knows me well enough, knowing that, it's gone to like, $1,100 an ounce and I have all that sitting there in the vault back behind the house. That's not good. So just enough to survive here in town, and I think that's going to be great. All right, guys, I think I've talked enough about it. I hope you are impressed with my 1,000 Walking Liberty 10th ounce rounds. I don't think anybody else is going to have a video like this, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to get up in the morning here, and I'm going to give you guys a morning update. We'll see how all these numbers bear out. Right now, the futures in the market are looking sky high. I guess President Trump's got a 3-step plan to try to get everybody back out into social malingering and going out and enjoying life and stuff. And the 3-step plan, it's still going to be a year and a half before we're comfortable doing it. I just hope people realize that. But the market thinks it's going to be next Tuesday. So let them go ahead and have their Green Friday like they want. Let's hope they don't beat metals down too much. But if they do, that's just going to put more pressure on the COMEX and the LBMA. And we're going to see fair value sooner. So they're stuck. They're trapped. And let them stay trapped and let us get wealthy because we've worked for it and we've earned it. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you always tuning in. Check out some of the other stacker videos I was telling you about, my old ones, and plus some of the other stackers that I like watching. All right, and I will see you in the morning. Take care.